back to my channel and a very special welcome if you're new here. My name is Jen and this is Jen Clayton Beauty. We do everything beauty and makeup and that includes declutter. And I am about to declutter more of my makeup. My goal is to get rid of 50% of my makeup because I have a lot and I am moving in March and I want to move as little as possible, and I really only want to keep what brings me joy. I am giving all of my decluttered makeup to friends and family, so it is all spoken for. It all has an adequate home that will get a lot more use out of it than I am. So if you're excited for another declutter, give this video a big thumbs up. Subscribe if you're not, turn your bell on because I upload lots and lots of new videos every single week. And like I said, we are full on in declutter mode, so there's a lot of content coming your way. Down in the description box, I will have my favorite beauty subscriptions, all of the makeup that I'm wearing in today's video if you would like to shop this look, discounts to my favorite indie brands, and come follow me on TikTok for more beauty and makeup. Also, I will not be linking all of the makeup we're talking about today. I would be here till I'm old and gray. So let's jump into another declutter. So today we're tackling blushes and bronzers. This is ridiculous. I've got my cream blush, powder blushes. We really need to clean this out. Similar to my lip products, I would like to do about 50% gone. And then these are my bronzers on this half of the drawer. So we're going to go through those as well. All right, let's start with powder blushes, then we'll move into cream blushes and finish out with bronzers. So I have way too many powder blushes. Now I do use a lot of these. I have very different colors, which I like to pair my blush color with my eyeshadow look, but we can really get rid of some of these blushes. Some of them are older, some of them I don't use anymore. Let's jump in. First up is this one from ZC Cosmetics. This is really pretty. I do like that it has a little bit of a shimmer to it, but the compact of this is so big, and I do have this blush color in other formulas. I'm gonna go ahead and declutter. Flawless, I have the shade Indian Summer, and I actually really like this blush. I reach for this one a lot just because it's a little bit of a deeper pink and it's very neutral, so it pairs with everything, so I'm going to keep. I have the Powerpuff Girls, the Powder Puff Girls, and ColourPop. This is a really pretty blush. I may keep this. I'm not sure that I have another blush this similar color, the kind of this bright pinky purple. So this is a maybe. I'm going to set this aside. I really like the formula. I just need to see if I have this exact color in a different brand. Next up is the blusher, I don't even know how to pronounce it, from Ofra. One side is like a contour bronzer, one side is a blush. I'm going to declutter. I never use this. I only use the blush, and this is a color I have time and time again. I have the little Fly With Me duo from Shop Miss A, which is the dollar makeup brand. I love this. The blush and the bronzer in this are so nice, and I love this kind of orange corally blush. I've actually taken this a lot for travel because there's a blush and highlighter in one, so I'm definitely keeping. Next up is from Unearthly Cosmetics, my favorite indie brand, and I bought this single blush off the website, and unfortunately it is too light for me. I have tried to use this multiple times, and it just looks very ashy on my skin, so unfortunately I'm going to declutter. This is from Delancey. This is an indie makeup brand. Beautiful formula, similar to the Unearthly, just way too light for my skin, so decluttering. RMS Beauty, I have this glowy blush called Mai Tai. This is so incredibly beautiful. I love the peachiness. I love that it has a little bit of a luminosity and glow, so definitely keeping. The NYX Beetlejuice collection, I have this cute little blush trio. I really like this. All three of these shades are very beautiful on the skin, so I'm definitely keeping this, especially because this purple is unique to my collection. This is the Chicklet blush from Ofra, so it's actually a duo. One side is a matte blush, one side is a glowy blush. Again, the matte blush is a little too light for me, so I have to always use the glowy blush, so I'm going to declutter. NYX Buttermelt blush in Had Butter. Love this. This is my favorite orange blush, and this formula is fantastic. Definitely keeping. From Pat McGrath, I don't even know the name of this blush, but I got this at TJ Maxx, and I use this a lot. It is a very neutral pink rosy blush, so I'm definitely keeping. From the ColourPop Alice in Wonderland, I have this kind of orangey red blush. Now, I really like this color, but I think I have a similar blush in a different formula. This is another maybe. I'm going to go ahead and set this aside. A little Natasha Denona Glow Blush Mini Dream. I love this. Use this all the time. This highlighter is so good in this little blush palette, and I mix those two shades together, so this one isn't going anywhere. The ColourPop Animal Crossing collection. This is just kind of a peachy pink glowy blush. I like this, but I think I've had this a while. I think I'm ready to let it go. And then another one from Unearthly that I'm keeping is this beautiful orange shade. Love this blush so much. This is the perfect orange. The NYX has a little bit of a red base. This one is just pure orange. Love this. And then from the brand Beau Babe Beauty, I have this blush in Coral. This is a luminescent corally blush. I'm gonna let this one go because I have another shimmery blush in this similar color that I like the formula better. And then I have a couple of the the One Size Trios. This one I actually really like. Unlike the Earthly Cosmetics pink, this one is a little bit deeper, so it pairs beautifully on my skin. We have a cream blush, a matte blush, and a glowy blush. I'm gonna keep this one for that lighter pink blush. And then this one I love. This is Firestarter, so it's a little bit more orange leaning. Again, a cream blush, a matte blush, and a glowy blush, keeping both of mine from one side. So this is the Sounds Grape blush from ColourPop. This is one of their cream blushes. It's a little bit more on the purple leaning side. Although I have pan in this, I have not reached for this for so long, so I'm gonna go ahead and let it go. From Rare Beauty in the shade Love, love this. Absolutely love this. This is just a beautiful glowy blush. Really enjoy the Rare Beauty blush formula, so this one is staying. Also, Kosas and Hype, I use this blush all the time. It is kind of a pink marbly glowy blush. Love, love, love. I have this Lumi blush from Shop Miss A, the AOA dollar makeup brand. This is pretty. It is a glowy blush. However, because I have the Rare Beauty and the Kosas glowy blush, I'm gonna let this one go. Now, this blush came in a beauty advent calendar, some no-name advent calendar, and I got two blushes. I actually got two blushes in that advent calendar, and I love these. So I'm gonna keep both of them. So there's this brighter pink shade, and then again, a more neutral pink. The formula of these is so incredibly good. I reach for them all the time. And from Shop Miss A, the dollar makeup brand, this is a Petal Pop Duo. So one of these is a cream blush, one of them is a powder blush. I always do my cream blush long before my powder blush. So when I use this, I typically only reach for the powder, which if you look at that one no-name blush, it's very similar in color. So I'm gonna go ahead and pass this on. From Makeup Revolution, I have the Pink Lady blush. I really like this shade. It's beautiful, in the formula of this for Makeup Revolution, or the formula in general, is so incredibly good, so I'm keeping. From Tarte, I have the shade Drama, which is this really fun kind of orangey red shade, similar to the NYX, but this one's even leans a little bit more red. So I'm gonna keep this just because it's a unique color to my collection. And this one I have to keep. This was one of my favorite blushes last year. This is in Juicy Peach, and it's from Fenty, and it is a glowy blush. Love this so much. Like I said, this was really truly my favorite blush of 2024. Next up is this little duo from the Profusion Peanuts collection. So we have kind of a purple leaning glowy blush and a pink blush. I really like this, but honestly, I have these blush colors in my collection, and I do need to narrow this blush collection down a lot. So I think I'm gonna let this one go. And this blush is horrible from Wet n Wild. This is in the shade Bed of Roses. This is so dusty, so light. It's not pigmented, it's ashy. I really dislike this blush a lot, so letting this one go for sure. I have a Jaclyn Cosmetics Pink Me Up and Oh Honey duo. These are way too light for my skin tone. This is supposed to be a bronzer, and it is so light. The blush is too light. Jaclyn Cosmetics is no longer a thing. Decluttering. I have this blushed duo from Juvia's Place. Now this is pretty. We've got a really kind of bright orange blush and a lighter orange blush, but you saw that I have the Unearthly orange, and that is really my favorite orange blush. So you know what? I think finally, I've had this for a couple years. I'm gonna let it go. The Glamlight Nightmare on Elm Street blush duo. I reach for this one all the time because I love the shade in the middle. It's this pinky red. I use this deep shade a lot when I'm doing a red eye look, so definitely keeping this one. I also have the Glamlite Trick or Treat Duo, and I really like this one too. This is a light blush shade, but it shows up on my skin and it's just this pretty peach. I really like this, and again, an orange blush, which I always lean on, so keeping this as well. From LA Colors, this is the Vibin collection in the shade Text Me. It's a really bright pink. I have this shade time and time again. In fact, this is similar to the Makeup Revolution one right here, and I like the Makeup Revolution formula better, so decluttering. From Natasha Denona, this is the Berry Pop Trio. So this actually has 2 different blushes and a highlighter. I really like these a lot. The highlighter is beautiful. It actually reminds me of the little highlighter in that little mini cheek trio. So I'm gonna keep this one, at least for now. I don't reach for it a lot. I have taken it traveling though, so for now it's a keep. Glamlite Scooby Doo Blush Duo. So we have a bright pink and an orange. I think because I kept the Trick or Treat one that has these similar colors in it, I hate to do this because I do like this little duo. I think I'm gonna declutter this one. Yeah, I think I'm gonna declutter this one. I'm also ready to part with the other Juvia's Place blush duo that I have that has a little bit brighter pink and lighter pink. Again, similar to other blushes that I have in my collection that I just like the formula better. From Benefit, I have Kristath, which is this kind of glowy orange blush. I actually reach for this a lot. It's one of the little mini Benefit blushes, so I'm gonna keep this one. And then I also have the mini Benefit in the shade Shelly, and this is just a little bit lighter peach. To be honest, I don't really reach for this one that often, so I think I'm gonna pass this on. I have a couple of melt blushes. This one's in the shade Nevermore, which is this kind of light pinky mauve. Again, I never, ever reach for this, so I'm gonna pass this on. And then I have a Sephora. Oh, I thought this was a melt. It's a Sephora brand in English Rose, and it is a blush duo, a lighter blush and a pinkier blush. Never use this, so decluttering. Last but not least, we've made it through the powder blushes. This is the Infallible blush from L'Oreal, and I actually really like the formula of this. I really like the color of this, so I'm gonna keep this as well. Let's go ahead and revisit the 2 maybes. So the Alice in Wonderland from ColourPop, I'm gonna let it go. I'm gonna let it go because I have quite a few of these corally colored blushes, and I'm also gonna let this Powder Puff one go. I do have a couple of other grapey, pinky purple shades that I like the formula better, so yeah, I'm gonna let this one go too. Reorganize my blushes. We'll count up how many I kept, how many I decluttered. All right, this is exciting. This is my declutter pile, this is my keep pile. 21 blushes I'm keeping, 22 I'm decluttering. That is half of my blush collection, just over half gone. I'm thrilled about that. Cannot wait to reorganize my drawer. But before I do, let's do our cream blushes. All right, so here are the cream blushes. We have a lot to go through. First up is this LA Colors cream blush. This is pretty. This is from the dollar store. I have not reached for this since I filmed the video using this, so I'm gonna declutter. My Urban Decay cream blush in Obsessed. I'm obsessed with this. I really love this orange color, so definitely keeping. From Moonslice Beauty, which is an indie makeup brand, I have this beautiful cream pink blush. The formula of this is so good. I am definitely keeping. This one's from Winky Lux. I have not used this since I got it, so it's time to let it go. I have an e.l.f. camo blush. I cannot read the shade name of it. Again, it's a pinky blush. I love the e.l.f. formula, so keeping. Juvia's Place, the Pink Lady. This is really pretty. I just don't know if I need this one. I like the color of it though because it's a bright pinky purple. Let me set this aside. This is going to go as a maybe and we'll revisit it at the end. Huda Beauty, this is in the shade Perky Peach. So it's a really pretty kind of peach cream blush, but honestly, I've never ever used this. It's been sitting in my collection. It's never been used. I'm gonna let it go. From Milk, their quintessential cream blush shade, Work. This is a beautiful, beautiful shade. I think this is the only one I have. You get this a lot in subscription boxes and beauty boxes. I think, like I said, this is the only one I have, and I do like this shade, so I'm keeping. Beautiful purple cream blush. Unearthly's my favorite brand. This is the only cream blush I have from them, keeping. ColourPop, I have the Cutesy Wootsy, which is this kind of fun, pinky blush, but this packaging, this heart packaging, it's a lot to store, and I feel like I have pink blushes time and time again, so I think I'm ready to let this go. Another of the e.l.f. Keeping Love, this orangey brown shade. LA Girl, I have this really kind of bright coral shade. Again, I have this time and time again, so I'm ready to let this go. From Cinta London, this is the Cheeky Flush, just your basic rosy pink, definitely a declutter for me. Rude Cosmetics, the Red Velvet blush. Although this is a really pretty shade, it's very, very dark for me, so I'm gonna let this one go as well. From Morphe, their Euphoric Rush blush in the shade Energy. I'm obsessed with this blush. This is one of my favorite cream blushes. Do not sleep on this formula for Morphe. It is so good, so I'm definitely hanging on to this. Jaclyn Cosmetics, the shade Royal Flush. Again, just a bright coral shade. Gonna let this go. Jaclyn Cosmetics is no longer a brand, and I have had this forever. T Beauty in Summertime Wine. Love this shade. It's this beautiful purple leaning shade, so keeping. And I'm also going to keep, oh, that does not look very good. I don't know, is that just from dipping my brush in there? Oh, I don't know. Oh, it feels really dry. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and declutter this one. It's actually going to go into the trash. It's really, really, really old. I think it's past its prime. e.l.f. Monochromatic Multi-Stick Blush in the shade Dazzling Peony. I'm gonna let this go. This is also really old. Honestly, it doesn't look so good, so this is decluttering into the trash can. I have a couple more of the e.l.f. These are the Putty Blush. Love this formula. This is a beautiful orangey shade, keeping. And then I have a little bit lighter orange shade. This one I think I can declutter because I like the deeper orange a little bit better, and this one leans a little bit more peach. From Makeup Revolution, I have the Jelly Blush Stick. I actually just got this in the Makeup Revolution Advent Calendar. I like the formula of this. I like the color of this, so this one's staying. From the brand Delancey, it's an indie makeup brand. This is in the shade Arturum. It is an orange, kind of brown colored cream blush. You saw I have a lot of these because I really like this color, so I can let this one go. So I have 3 of the NYX Sweet Cheeks. These came in the Advent Calendar. I think I'm gonna let this deep kind of purple one go and keep the orange and the pink. I do actually really like this formula. This deeper shade though, I don't use a lot, and like you saw, I do have a couple other cream blushes and formulas in this similar shade. Another one from Rude Cosmetics in the shade Dream Puff. Again, it's orange leaning. I have 1,000 of these, decluttering. Tower 28 in Magic Hour. I actually panned and finished a Magic Hour blush from Tower 28. It's one of my favorite cream blush formulas, so I am definitely hanging on to this. I have a NYX Wonder Stick in Deep Peach, so it has a lighter and a deeper cream blush on the end of the stick. I never ever use this, so decluttering. I also have Peach Sunset from Tarte. I have had this for so long. I never reach for this, never. So I'm gonna pass it on. And another Tower 28, this time in Power Hour, definitely keeping. Milani Cream Blush. I do like the Milani formula, but this one I've had forever, so it's time to let it go. The Natasha Denona Cupid Cheek Duo. Now this one has a cream blush and a highlighter. To be honest with you, I never reach for this because like I said, I do my cream products before my powder products. So I don't ever reach for this, ever. So you know what? As sad as it is, I'm gonna let it go. And then I also have the Natasha Denona Rose Cheek Duo. Again, similar situation, a cream blush and a highlighter. I never reach for this either, so letting it. From Nude Sticks, I have Picante, which is this gorgeous orange blush. I actually just recently got this in a subscription box and I really like it, so I'm keeping. Joy Bright, this came in my Joy Bright Advent Calendar. It's kind of a raisiny colored cream blush. I have this, as you saw, in the Tower 28. It's actually pretty similar to Power Hour, and I love the Tower 28 formula, so I'm gonna let this one go. Melt, I have the Golden Hour, which is a pretty peach cream blush. I have had this forever. I mean, way too long, so it's time to say goodbye. Makeup Revolution, the Blush Bomb in the shade Cute. Love this color so much. This is such a good formula. Makeup Revolution has definitely stepped up their game, so this one I'm hanging on to. I just realized I have another Magic Hour from Tower 28. You know what's interesting? These look different. Magic Hour. Wow. they look different. So that maybe they reformulated and changed the color a little bit. The fact that they look different, I'm gonna keep them both because I really like this formula, but that's interesting. Wow. Very different. Just got this one from Tower 28. This is their newest color, Finest Hour. Ooh, it's the most beautiful red blush. Keeping. I have this little trio from Iconic London. It says Lip and Cheek Cream Blush Trio. It's got 3 different blushes. I mean, it's pretty, but it's a big compact, and all of these colors I have in so many other formulas, so I'm gonna let this one go. From Cali Ray, the shade Dream State. Love, love, love this. Keeping. And then I'm also keeping both of these. These are from Cosmic Brushes. I just got these and I love them. We've got this beautiful shade here called Mary, gorgeous orangey shade called Nutmeg. I did really good, you guys. I feel like my declutter pile is bigger than my keep pile. Let me count everything up. We have to revisit this Juvia's Place. I'm gonna keep this. I didn't find another color that's really similar to this, so this one is staying. What do you know? I'm keeping 22 cream blushes and I'm decluttering 22. So half of my cream blush collection gone. Let me reorganize my blush drawer and I'll show you what she looks like. And look at that. Wow, so much better. Oh my gosh, I'm feeling so incredibly good about this. So my bronzers aren't too bad. I'm actually really happy, but there are a few that I can declutter. So first, let's start with the Unearthly Cosmetics High Temp. This is a glowy bronzer. I love this, and like I said, Unearthly is my favorite brand. Definitely keeping. The Too Faced bronzer in Sun Bunny. I love this bronzer. This is such a fantastic formula. I have this little trio from Beau Babe Beauty. Now, I actually do like this indie brand, but this is way too light for my skin. This shade here is the only one that works for me, and I cannot keep a 4-pan bronzer contour palette for one shade, so decluttering. NYX Buttermelt Bronzer in Deserve Butter. I really like this as well. The Buttermelt formula is so nice. I would love to see some highlighters come out in 2025 from the Buttermelt line, so definitely hanging on to this one. I have this bronzer from Pat McGrath. I think I got this in a subscription box. I've not used this yet. It is a great shade for me though, so I'm hanging on to it. Wet n Wild, I have Sunset Strip Tease, which is a glowy bronzer. Honestly, this is beautiful, but I just don't reach for glowy bronzers really ever, so I'm gonna pass this on. Speaking of glowy bronzer, I do have this one from MAC, and I really like this because it's not super glowy. It adds a nice luminosity to the skin, but it's definitely not as glowy as like the Wet n Wild one, so I'm gonna keep this one from MAC. I have a Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin Bronzer. I just got this in a subscription box, so I'm keeping this. The shade of this is beautiful. She's a big bronzer, but she's staying in my collection. Jasmine Beauty, this is the Beachside Bronze. This is way too deep for me. This is like a contour shade for me, and I don't contour, so this one is going. OA, this is the Dollar Makeup. This is the Perfect Bronzer. This is amazing. Absolutely a fantastic bronzer. Keeping. From Real Her, this is Bronzed Beauty. Love this as well. I actually finished one of these bronzers. It's a really fantastic formula, so keeping. L'Oreal in Medium. Also really enjoy this formula, and I don't feel the need to declutter that much from my bronzers just because I don't have an overabundance, so I'm gonna keep this one. I also love this one from NYX. This is in Deep Tan. It is such a beautiful formula, such a great color. Keeping. Last but not least, from Jaclyn Cosmetics, this is in the shade Vitamin D. Love the Jaclyn bronzer. I'm actually panning one right now, so I'm going to keep this as well. So for bronzers, I kept 11 and I'm decluttering 3. And like I said, I don't feel too terrible about that just because I don't have a lot of bronzers. So I don't have like as many bronzers as I do blushes and highlighters, which we definitely need to scale back. So 3 declutter and the rest I'm keeping. So here's what the bronzers look like. 2 tiny little drawers. Yay. Thank you for joining me for today's declutter. I hope you enjoyed seeing everything I got rid of. I'm actually feeling really good. I'm feeling a lot less overwhelmed. I still have more than the average person. And like I said, my friends and family will be very excited to get all of this amazing makeup. So if you enjoyed the declutter, give it a thumbs up. Again, subscribe, turn your bell on because I'm uploading so many declutter videos. And check out the description box for my favorite beauty subscriptions. All of the makeup that I'm wearing today, if you would like to shop this look, discounts to my favorite indie brands, and come follow me on TikTok for more beauty and makeup. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Bye.